Hello everybody and welcome back to the true ending of Persona 4. The last one was but a ruse, I know. Hopefully I get the right ending this time, you know. Clearly, the game is very picky when it comes to dialogue options, and I thought, it would have led to something, or at least an option or a choice, but no. Turns out, you make the wrong move once and you get cut off. But we're back at it again. The window in the room is wide open. We're not just to the point yet, I think. I'm pretty sure it's basically when the big decision comes of like what we do with him.
I was scared, so
You have your life, and now you want your freedom too?
I am still under the impression that this guy did not do it. I mean, especially because the game ends abruptly if you kind of let the police decide.
It's your fault that Nanako-chan's...
But then again, maybe even that was I didn't do the right choice. Maybe it was just kind of a generic ending.
I didn't.
12 o'clock. Is it the Midnight Channel? Hey, isn't this...
I failed to save her. It's because you got in my way.
I still find this part incredibly weird, because this is the most, like... They are specifically targeting us, you know?
Another Namatame!
Like, the Midnight Channel has never, like, targeted a person.
How? The real one's right here, and we already beat his shadow!
No. Come to think of it, Namatame never faced his other self. And we didn't witness his shadow returning to his body as a persona. Perhaps that's why we're seeing this now.
Perhaps.
What the... I failed, but it wasn't my fault, and the law can't touch me anyway.
What?
Is that what Namatame's really thinking? Then... he wasn't deranged or anything. He knew what he was doing.
To hell with the law! I won't ever forgive what you did!
This... Please! Stop!
Yeah, he seems more shocked than anybody.
Huh? Stop what? We ain't even done anything yet. Or do you want us to do something? Something fitting for a bastard like you!
Kanji...
Do whatever you want. You hate me because the child died, don't you? I don't care either way. Living or dying makes no difference to me. But you're different. You can't do such a thing. You wouldn't dare, right? I'll continue saving people. It's my mission.
Yeah, it's just so... This is the weirdest Midnight Channel that we've had. It's just targeting. It's trying to goad us to doing something that we shouldn't do.
Mission?
My God.
Please, stop!
He wants us to stop. What should we do?
What do you mean?
We can't let this bastard do whatever he pleases.
Still, what are you going to do?
No way I'm gonna walk out of here doing nothing.
I understand, but...
The crazy
this must
one
be a luxury suite. Most hospital wards
is
don't have
Naoto.
such large televisions.
Like, I get Yosuke and Kanji being very, like, jumping the gun, but the fact that Naoto is the one that suggests it of, like, accidents do
With
happen.
something like this in the room, this man could escape at any time. Although once he enters, he may find there's no way out.
I still find that weird, too, though, because we can leave and enter at will. The killer clearly should be able to also enter and leave at will, so the fact that Naoto's like, if he enters, he can't find a way out.
Wait a second. You don't mean...
It seems very short-sighted.
Are you... serious?
You just gonna turn your back and walk away?
That's... What's gotten into you guys? This is crazy! How can we do something like that?
My guess is still the fog. Like, that's probably cranking everyone up to 11 as well.
Everyone, Listen to me. If we're gonna do this, now is our only shot. We won't get a second chance. At this rate, the guy's gonna get off the hook, and he'll go around saving people again. You just heard what this bastard's really thinking. If that happens, it'll be just like Nanako-chan and Senpai. Who knows how many innocent people will die this time? I can't let something like that go.
Even though I think Yosuke is the most psychotic.
Someone close to me died.
Yosuke
Her killer can't be convicted.
is the newest
And
killer.
now I'm gonna let the same thing happen again? There's no way I can do that. It's just wrong, isn't it?
Isn't
Yosuke.
it? I like on how even he's not really like
All we have
cemented
to do
in
is push him inside the TV.
That's right.
We do that one thing, and this is all over.
Just push him
Unless the
inside?
guy could just leave, which I am under the impression that he can
If any of
do.
you want no part in this, just leave the room. I'm not gonna force you to stay. As for me, nothing could make me forgive this bastard. But before we do this, I want to hear what you think. What do you want to do, leader?
So I think this, I think I was right the first time with wait a second. You know, because again, clearly pushing him in is not the right answer. I can't stay here is basically the same. You are, you know, if you're saying I can't stay here, you're basically just letting him do it. So like, this is the
We
right
don't
option.
have time to wait. If we don't do
I'm
this now,
positive.
the cops will come back. What are you trying to say?
Now this is the part that I think I messed up. Maybe. This won't change anything. We're missing something. Leave him to the police. I don't think it's leave him to the police. I think that's the whole point that they've been trying to drive in. We're missing something, which I think I said
We don't
last
know.
time.
What don't we know?
Whether he's the killer, whether revenge is right, Namatame's true feelings, whether he can be tried. I think I was right the last time, and that it's his true feelings. We technically do not know what he is thinking. He hasn't had a chance to confront his shadow. I'm under the impression that that's not even his real shadow that we saw. That's just some form of manipulation. Because it wasn't like doing anything. It was just talking to us. Namatame's true feelings.
But we just heard the guy's true feelings on TV! What didn't you understand?
I'm gonna beat you up, Yosuke. Something's bothering me. Okay, now we're getting into a weird situation. Why he's scared. He can still repent. I actually don't know. This is the weird... Okay. So I'm starting to get to the point in Persona where the writing is so weird. Something's bothering me? Is this like the chance for you to bring up someone else? Something's bothering me.
Well, what is it?
Like, maybe it's just you drawing it out?
I already told you there's no time to waste.
Maybe that's it.
Are you even getting at something here, or are you just stalling?
Maybe. We're missing so... Yeah, like, he could escape via the TV. I think we are just stalling. I think we're stalling. We're missing something.
Missing? Like what exactly?
Maybe that's it. We're just trying to stall and get him to calm down.
I've heard enough of this bullshit. Give me a straight answer. Are we doing this or not? That's all I give a damn about right now.
I can't do it. Calm the hell down. I'm sorry. Maybe? You yelled at everyone to calm down. This is the weirdest. Like, I've been pretty chill with the writing aside from them kind of repeating, but like, if this is the right way to get the proper ending, I don't know if I'd say the good, I guess maybe it's called the good ending, but like, That's so convoluted. That's so like that makes no sense on what we just did aside from you're stalling. Like that's the only reason.
He's right. Let's all.
But like why
calm
did I
down
have
for
to
a
jump through
second.
that many hoops to say calm down?
I'm perfectly calm.
Yeah.
Hey, what did you mean by we're missing something?
This is a very convoluted way to get this dialogue to... I don't know. I have my doubts about this one in terms of, like, the writing. The only time that the ground has felt shaky for me in this game is this point. Like, the ending, which is pretty sad.
What's there to miss with a sick bastard like him?
Hey, let's all take a deep breath. After what happened to Nanako-chan and seeing Dojima-san, we're not thinking straight right now.
I feel like the calm option should have just been an option to begin with instead of, wait a second, we're missing something, wait, hang on. Like, it's so weird that you have to go through that to get there, but yeah. It seems like we're kind of diffusing the situation. Yeah, everyone took a deep breath. It seems that everyone has finally regained their composure.
You're right. We should calm down and think rationally about
Especially
this.
her. She's the
I
weirdest
realize
one.
now that we've heard almost nothing from Namatame's perspective.
Yeah, and you're the one that wanted to murder. You're the one that brought it up.
There's no denying that this man brought great harm to Nanako-chan. But other than that point, the rest comes from our assumptions based on watching the Midnight Channel a moment ago. I won't deny that we were blinded by the heat of the moment, trying to impute all responsibility to him rashly.
It's just sad that you, the player character, has to be the one to do that. Because I feel like that probably got a lot of people in this game. You know, just after the whole Nanako situation, like, throw him in. Like, he's guilty.
But, yeah, the guy's not saying anything. Whatever reason he had, there's no doubt about the fact that he'd been throwing people inside the TV. It was him who put Senpai through that misery.
If he's been throwing people in, why didn't he throw himself
How can we
in?
possibly understand someone who says killing people is the same as saving them?
Failing to understand and failing to listen are rather different things.
Yeah. Yeah, you dweeb.
Truthfully, not all the hitches that were nagging at me have been answered yet. We'll have to see what he can tell us about them. Though it appears he's in no condition
Spill
to
the
do so at
beans.
the moment.
Shake him.
True. Dealing with him right now might not solve all the things that are bothering us. Damn it. But you better remember this. I'll do everything I can to stop him from repeating what he's done.
So you're gonna pull a Dojima.
Anytime, anywhere, anything.
Let's just think for now.
Jeez, how the hell can you stay so calm, man? Then again,
I am a robot.
that's why you're our leader.
I have no emotion. I'm completely burnt out from the inside
All right.
out.
Let's go ahead and think this through as much as we need.
If we leave any unanswered questions behind, we'll just be lying to ourselves.
I like how the police hasn't showed
Yeah,
up.
That ain't gonna cut it.
Thank you. I'll think as hard as I can and try to help.
We all know how you feel, Yosuke. Come on, we've accomplished this much together, haven't we?
I mean, again, if there should be anybody who should be upset, angry, you think it would be the player character.
Right. Together.
Yeah,
But you're the only one that thinks rationally.
yeah, you're right.
Because you're the main character.
And thanks.
Throw Yosuke in. The case has taken a sharp turn and the investigation team is now one step closer to the truth. It seems that you will go on with your friends to solve another mystery. Social link! Maxed out. I am a very good fool. Thou art I, and I am thou. Thou hast established a genuine bond. These genuine bonds shall be your eyes to see the truth. We bestow upon thee the ability to create Loki, the ultimate form of the Fool Arcana. Makes sense. Interesting that there's like 2 Norse gods as Arcana. Loki and Odin. The investigation team social link has reached its maximum blah 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 bond that cannot be broken. Mastering the Fool. The heck? What is this? Thou art I, and I am thou. Thou hast established a new bond. It brings thee closer to the truth. Thou shalt be blessed when creating personas of the Judgment Arcana. Is it Namatame? Is that the bond that I made? Oh, you've established the Seekers of Truth social. Interesting.
Hey, you guys? What are you doing? You can't be in here.
You're breaking the law.
Oh, crap!
Throw Adachi in.
We were keeping an eye on the suspect.
He opened the window.
The police officers outside seem to have their hands full helping Dojima-san.
Yeah, shifty eyes.
If Namatame were to escape, it would be a disaster for the police's reputation. And their trust in you, Adachi-san.
Yeah, Adachi.
Oh, I see. We'll tighten security from now on, and I'll arrange for him to be transported out as soon as possible. So, if you guys can keep quiet about being in here, I'd really appreciate it.
Not a word.
How is he, Doctor? He seemed to be extremely agitated a moment ago.
He seems fine for now, but he really needs his rest. Outside, everyone. Doctor's orders.
He seems to be having what can only be called as a psychotic breakdown.
Understood.
We should go too. Let's get back to Nanako-chan's room.
You think that would be the last place you'd want to go?
So what's this thing we're missing, huh?
No clue.
To tell the truth, there's something that's bothering me too. Why did he start killing people in the first place?
Well, he said himself it was to save them, right?
I mean, again, I feel like this would not be a hard thing to understand. He had a rock-solid alibi, and he's saying he's saving them. So, like, if you just take that literally, like, it could just, like, sure, he might be crazy, and he might have gone too far, but, like, what if he thinks he is
So he
saving
killed his
them?
lover in order to save her and kept going?
What if he is saving them, like we are?
The police speculated the first murder was related to the affair, so they called in Namatame for questioning.
Yeah, the police speculated him in the first murder.
But everything in his testimony and his bearing,
Yeah.
no matter what they looked at, they found nothing suspicious.
He had a rock-solid...
If he truly is twisted enough to believe that murder is a means of saving people, I think that would have shown through.
Maybe he faked it real well.
Yeah.
Or maybe he started out with a normal motive and got a taste for killing after the first time.
Describe a normal motive.
No, if that were the case, his motive for killing that announcer would be even more inexplicable. Namatame and his wife were separated at the time. Both Misuzu Hiragi and himself testified that she had discarded him. Hiragi also knew about Yamano beforehand, and Namatame was shocked to hear of Yamano's death. Their relationship was known and was not strained to the point of murder. There's simply no motive in the affair angle.
I mean, yeah, because especially if he was with her, like he was cheating with her, like why would you would think he would kill his wife, not the person he's cheating
invested a great deal
with?
of effort into investigating this point.
Unless I've gotten them backwards, which is very possible.
Therefore, we have no convincing motive for Namatame to kill Mayumi Yamano, although her name was written in Namatame's own diary.
His reason for killing her.
It's still possible that he was crazy to begin with and no one realized, right?
Maybe.
I don't really get any of this.
My brain hurts.
Oh, this is so confusing!
You're telling me.
Hey, we could hear you in there. This is a hospital. Maybe you should quiet down a little.
Oh, there you are, all of you.
We need you to
Please
go
come with me immediately.
We need you to go to frickin' Dojima's room because he's dying.
What's going on?
What are you waiting for? Hurry, go!
This is a hospital. Run. You're not supposed to run. Yeah, we did not get this scene, so I'm thinking I did the right decision.
Where am I?
Am I in heaven?
Is this Teddy's world? This doesn't quite feel like it,
Your
though.
world sucks.
I remember being at the hospital. That's right, Nana-chan.
He is a bear again, though.
I couldn't do anything. Why do I even exist? I couldn't keep my promise. I lost my reason to be there.
Well, that's very selfish of you.
That's it. I remember now. So, it was true. Guys, Sensei, what should I do?
He's having a flashback. Maybe. Never mind.
Oh, there they are.
This is the same, but it's interesting that we actually got to look at why, or like the thought process of Teddy.
Nanako-chan came around.
Huh? What did you just say? Nanako-chan's
Well, we used some of these really funny doctor equipment things that we have in here.
Are you serious?
It's very rare to be resuscitated after one's heart and lungs fail, but it does happen. But until I know why she collapsed in the first place, I can't say for sure how well she'll recover from here on. Still, Nanako-chan's a fighter, and she's trying desperately to stay alive.
I'm still curious though if Teddy, because that was my assumption before, Teddy was in our world and he wasn't supposed to be here. I'm wondering if like that's the other reason. Is like there's kind of a bit of like a crossover.
So
Like now
this
that
isn't a
he's
joke?
gone, which I can only assume the reason he's gone is because he, I don't know, gave his life.
You're actually telling the truth?
Nanako-chan.
We never got the chance to read the letter. Because we got the crappy ending.
This is amazing!
Miracles do happen. I'm so glad.
I didn't know what I was gonna do.
Come on! Stop crying, you two!
You all should go home for the night. I'll speak with Dojima-san tomorrow about Nanako-chan's treatment. It's rather chilly outside. If it starts snowing, be careful not to catch a cold.
For the love of God, I don't want another patient.
Wait a second, where's
I have
Teddy?
a hard enough time keeping these ones alive.
I noticed he didn't come with us when we went to Namatame's room.
You're right. That's weird.
I think that's a funny thing too, because he mentioned the heart and the lungs. You'd think she'd have like a respirator on or something, but I guess that could just be like graphical, you know, inability.
I figured he wouldn't move from Nanako-chan's side.
Teddy, where did you go?
Oh yeah, he has a cell with him. Wait, I shouldn't use mine inside the hospital. I'll try calling him up once we're outside.
Oh, he didn't do a letter this time. I thought that was going to be the same, but we'd actually get the chance to read it.
I couldn't save
Stop being psychotic.
Naomi and that girl too. I couldn't save them.
Huh? What's the matter? Feeling guilty all of a sudden? Sheesh.
Yeah, like, I think that's the biggest thing. Mayumi and the girl, I couldn't save them. He thinks Nanako
can't
has
reach him.
died.
Did that stupid bear forget to charge the battery?
He wants to save them like us.
We took a quick look around the hospital, but there's no sign of him. I wonder where he went.
Wow, it's snowing.
Hey, you're right. Wow, it's been a while since I last saw real snow. It doesn't look that pretty, though, because of this fog.
It looks more scary, like Silent Hill.
I guess this makes it the first snow of the year. It's freezing.
It's actually not
Let's
snow.
Go home.
It's ash.
Hey, Yosuke, if you find Teddy, don't forget to contact us, alright?
I know. Let's meet.
We gotta meet at our special headquarters.
Man, that Ted. I hope he just went back home by himself. He's probably fine. But I'll hurry home just in case. Well, see you tomorrow.
I mean, we could just check in the TV world, right? Back in Namatame's room, was it really right to stop everyone from what they were about to do? For now, you have no way of knowing. Oh well. You just smile and go about your way. You remember that your cell phone has been off this entire time since you were at the hospital. Maybe Teddy left me a text. Seems to be no messages. Aw, well, how selfish of him. You should go home before you catch a cold. What the heck? Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna save in a new spot, just in case. Oh, we actually bought one. Or wait, is this the old one? I don't know. Feel very tired. Kinda figured. Then there's what happened in the Namatame's hospital ward. The snow that started to fall and the fog that won't disappear, what lies ahead from here on. You feel very tired. You should hurry and go get some rest for today. Yeah, I feel like if anyone should have like a cold or sickness, it should be me. This.
Welcome.
Why you look? I don't get why he looks so cracked out.
It's been quite some time.
Like, he could just have normal eyes without them being bloodshot. It seems you've been summoned to the Velvet Room.
Do not be alarmed. You are fast asleep in the real world.
Yeah, this isn't the first rodeo.
I have summoned you within your dreams. Now then, your journey has taken you quite a distance thus far. Do you believe you'll be able to successfully solve this mystery?
Well, the game hasn't abruptly ended, so I'm hoping.
Splendid! The precise destination of this vehicle, that too is getting rather hard to judge.
The outside looks kind of like where Teddy was at. You know, it was very like blue and misty.
If we continue driving blindly,
are we gonna hit Teddy?
We may end up leading you further away from the mystery that you must reach. Well, why don't we take a moment to look back on your journey? It was for that purpose that I summoned you here tonight. Margaret?
Do we need a flashback? I have a PowerPoint slide. Voices you've heard many times before echo in your mind.
What's right? What you should choose to do in life? The answers to those things lie within you.
Okay.
We are experiencing the words engraved into your memory during your journey.
Failing to understand and failing to listen are rather different things.
That one makes a little bit more sense.
All right, let's go ahead and think this through as much as we need.
If we leave any unanswered questions
These
behind,
are literally things
just
that happened
to ourselves.
minutes ago.
I'll think as hard as I can.
Okay,
Come on.
Right.
We literally just had that conversation. I thought you were going to show me like further back.
With you as well. Those heading in the same direction through this dense fog.
I was expecting like, the beginning of the game, not 10 minutes ago. Seems that the car has stopped moving.
We'll be parked for the moment.
We're
while I
out of
confirm
gas.
Our current heading.
Do you have any money for us to refill this velvet room?
As I mentioned previously, this year will signal a great change in your life. Though there isn't much time left, it can be worth your while to take the time to stop and reflect.
People are like water flowing in a river. There is only one stream, but all who pass through it are affected differently. Some travel fast. Some change their course.
Some drown.
Experiencing countless events as they travel down the river of time.
Just so. The state of this room reflects the scenery of your heart.
It's
Perhaps
a car
this may be a time for contemplation rather than action.
with a lot of liquor in it. And a doorbell? You can hear something in the distance. They didn't do anything. They just made up a bunch of mumbo jumbo and acting like they know. Yes, the dark is bright before the dawn. Like they did one of those, and then they're like, "Yes, we helped him. Now he'll figure out the crime." Someone seems to be at the door. What? It's
Teddy's
you.
missing.
Yeah, we kind of already knew
I
that.
looked all over the neighborhood, but I couldn't find him anywhere.
Man, am I worried? Probably not, but...
Yeah, me too. He was acting all weird lately. Rise and the others are checking inside the TV to see if he's gone back to the other side.
See, that
We're
makes
meeting pretty
sense.
soon, so will you come with me to Jeunesse?
Where could Teddy have gone? In any case, you decide to go look for him. Oh, where could the bear have gone?
It's no use, man. We can't find him.
No luck for me either. I didn't sense anything over there. The fog's so dense it might be affecting my readings.
Would this truly be our biggest worry?
I wish I could do better. I'm sorry.
Like, it sucks, but like, if we're still under the impression that Namatame isn't the killer, shouldn't that be kind of like priority
Ted.
number one?
Don't tell me he really went back to his world this time. We told him over and over that he could stay here.
You recall the mysterious dream you had last night. This may be a time for contemplation rather than action. That is what Igor said, but... let's think about this. I mean, that's what Igor said. Let's use our
I guess that's all we can do
canoodles.
right now. He plays dumb a lot, but he's attached to us deep down. He wouldn't disappear without saying anything, right?
I'm worried for Teddy myself, but let's trust in him and await his return. Right now, we must concentrate on the case. It won't be long before Namatame is transferred to another location. We must hurry, or we will miss our only chance to get his perspective on this.
You know, I've been thinking about the case since, but something just doesn't seem right.
I wonder if that was another moment that we could have, like, beefed it and then the game just ends. Because if that's the case...
Let's quickly review the facts. Of all the victims, only 2 were killed. Miss Yamano, the announcer, and Saki-san. From the
Which is a
documents
pretty
we
good
found in
turn
the car,
rate,
we
you
know
know?
Namatame had some sort of dealings with them. After that, there were multiple attempted murders in which we were targeted. It was only when he took Nanako-chan that we caught him in the act, identifying his modus operandi in the process.
When I hear you put it like that, sounds like the dude's guilty.
As a result of Namatame's arrest, the police admitted that Mitsuo Kubo was a mere copycat killer.
Back up to yesterday. Remember when you said Namatame didn't have a motive to kill the announcer? That's what's bothering me.
Right. Either he's completely nuts, or we're misunderstanding something.
I'm pretty sure we're misunderstanding
lost me.
something.
She's trying to say that if Namatame is sane, then there may be facts in the case we don't know about yet.
Sane or insane? Sounds like a play I saw before.
Insane in the membrane, huh?
He talks about saving people. What does that actually mean? I don't think there's any doubt that it includes kidnapping people and throwing them into the TV.
Could he mean saving them through death? He did call himself a savior and said that the other side is a wonderful world.
So they'll be saved if they die? What a bunch of crap! The bastard should have gone and saved himself. What do you think, Senpai?
Yeah, there's something else.
If you think about it normally, it's gotta be him. But there ain't nothing normal about that world anyways.
There's something I've been wondering about for a while.
I mean, technically the same could be said for us. Like, we were caught red-handed, you know, in the world with them, and oh, we could have been the killer.
When we first encountered him, he said, "You're the ones I saved. Don't worry, I'll save this girl too." So, if he saves people by killing them, did he save us too?
Yeah. I think that's the weirdest thing is, yeah, like, has he been the one... He's been the one putting people in the TV, but he's not the one who has been killing them.
Wouldn't he actually have failed to save us?
You raise a good point. If he thinks that salvation comes only through death, his words to us make no sense. And another thing, the Namatame who appeared on the Midnight Channel said he failed to save Nanako-chan.
Well, maybe he really was trying to save the victims by putting them inside the TV. Come on, don't get all quiet like that. You guys know I just say the first dumb thing that pops into my head.
Yeah.
The possibility that he truly intended to save us.
But he's still the one who threw in Saki-senpai in that announcer, right? Sure, we haven't nailed down his motives, but that doesn't change the fact that he killed them.
He could have just not known about the
What?
shadows.
You think someone else was involved?
He
What
could
makes
have...
you think so?
He, again, the Midnight Channel could be the killer targeting people, but he identifies them first. He throws them into the TV, and then he hopes that they live because they're out of harm's way, you know. Nobody else would know about the world, right? You know. Possibility of a culprit besides Namatame. Could there be something that proves this possibility? I mean, maybe not Misuzu Hiragi's alibi, but Namatame's alibi. Could there be something that proves this possibility? The warning letter? What was the letter? Warning letter. Maybe. Because the warning letter was what? It was like, don't save anybody. That could have been the killer. Maybe. Could there be something that proves this possibility? His diary, I think, is more incriminating. But I don't know what's in the diary. See, this is the problem. I don't know what is in the diary. Copycat murder, I don't think, does anything, because anybody can copycat.
Warning letter? Oh yeah! Whatever happened to that thing?
If Namatame's the killer, he must have been the one who wrote it, right?
Let's review them.
Are they, like, different? Do they look different? You recall that the first warning letter said, don't rescue anymore. And the second one said, if you don't stop this time, someone close will be put in and killed.
Yes, that's right.
Isn't that kinda odd? Would someone who thinks he's saving people by killing them write stuff like, don't rescue or kill?
Yeah, and the will be put in and killed part doesn't make sense either. If the killer was writing it, wouldn't it be more like, I'll put in and kill?
Hey, could this mean...
Namatame wrote it wrong. I like on how you're the one that causes everybody to doubt Namatame, and you're like, maybe Namatame's just stupid. Yeah, that's it. Like, you start backtracking yourself. Namatame didn't write it.
Yeah. It's almost like someone else wrote this letter.
My brain worked good too.
But only the killer would
I just
write
got
such a
screwed
letter and
over with the
deliver it to
dialogue
Dojima-san's
options
house, right?
near the end. Well, end, quote unquote. But only the killer would write such a letter and deliver it to Dojima-san's house.
Someone else wrote it. That could only mean...
Dear God. Since this is such an unusual case, I was absolutely convinced that other than the Kubo incident, there was one culprit.
So Namatame really was trying to save his victims?
Everything is exactly the opposite of what it first seemed.
It's just what he was saying. I'm saving them.
In Namatame's parlance, failing would have been the first 2 cases when the victims died. If he had used his method twice and failed both times, he would hardly have continued using the TV. And yet he did. It all seems to suggest that someone else wrote this warning letter while observing the entire case.
Someone else?
While
Then
observing the case.
it wasn't Namatame that killed Saki-senpai and the announcer?
We can't say for certain yet. We urgently need to speak with Namatame face to face.
You all work together to take another step toward the truth. Truth Seekers! Social link! Seekers of Truth. This is the weirdest one. Are we the Seekers of Truth now? Or is it like the Velvet Room and all that? Like, is it everybody? Like, I don't know. Are we gonna rank this up
After
10
what happened
times?
yesterday, they said they're gonna tighten security.
I have a plan, but there's no time to waste. Let's hurry to the hospital.
We're gonna cause a dumpster fire.
Hey, this place is off limits.
Is it because we have badges?
I'm a consultant with the police.
That would be funny.
I'd like a few words with Namatame-san. May I go in?
This is Unit 252, requesting confirmation on an ID. Name of Naoto Shirogane. Huh? Ah. Understood. I see. Well, you're on the list. I can give you a few minutes, but I'll have to record your conversation with him for security purposes. Not that I expect you'll get anything coherent out of the guy. He's been spouting nothing but gibberish.
Yeah, gibberish.
I'd like him to accompany me as well. He has no identification, but this is an emergency situation, and he's here in Detective Dojima's stead.
And my brain
Detective
is
Dojima
big.
sent him? I wasn't informed of this.
I'll vouch for his identity.
Well, I guess it's better than dealing with the man himself. We have our hands full with the transport procedures, so the last thing we need is Detective Dojima running wild. Detective Adachi is busy somewhere too.
Somewhere.
This is Unit 252.
Committing crime, probably.
Has something happened?
There's something about a suspicious object out in the lobby.
Ah, well then, this works out nicely. You should back up your colleagues downstairs. We'll keep watch over Namatame-san. A disturbance in a hospital lobby, after all. It sounds serious.
If anything happens, hit the nurse call button. I'll leave the rest to you.
Understood.
If anything happens,
Please be careful.
hit Namatame.
I knew they were undermanned, but I didn't expect it to go this smoothly.
Yeah, ironically, there's less security. Like, before there were 2 guards stopping Dojima, now there's only 1.
Wow.
There's nothing much inside that suspicious object. So he won't be gone long.
All right.
It's
Now's
literally
our
just a
chance to talk to
suitcase.
Namatame.
Nowadays, that would cause, like, a super catastrophe. I mean, yeah. Putting a suspicious object, quote-unquote, in a hospital. Wow, I put this entire place in emergency lockdown.
Namatame-san, there's something we'd like to ask you. It's tempting to think that you were the culprit behind this entire case.
You guys nearly killed
And
me.
to be honest, there are many in this town who hope you are, but we are here to learn the truth. So please, answer our questions.
Spill the beans.
Huh?
It seems that he understands what you're saying. What should you ask him? Did you kill those 2 girls? Who'd you throw in first? I don't know if we should use the word killing. I feel like that might, like, make him go nuts. Who'd you throw in first?
Huh? Me?
Yeah. She was the 3rd victim. What should you ask him? Let's see. Is saving killing people? It seems that we have to ask everything anyway.
No. If nobody saves them, they'll be killed. That's why I put them in there.
What should you ask him? Did you kill those 2 girls?
They were killed. I couldn't save them.
Then tell me if my estimation is correct so far. After discovering the Yamano and Konishi incidents, you realized an appearance on the Midnight Channel meant certain death.
Yeah.
Thus, to save her from that fate, you kidnapped Yukiko Amagi.
Though it's definitely funny that he found it out sooner than we did. Like, I think if I remember the beginning of the game correctly, like, we have a headache and we see the reporter, but we don't ever see her on the Midnight Channel. And then, Saki, I think we see her on the Midnight Channel? I can't remember.
You couldn't let her be killed, so you threw her into the TV, preventing the killer in this world from reaching her. And you repeated the process, as more individuals appeared on the Midnight Channel. It all falls into place. His body is weak, but his mind is sound. He's trying to tell us the truth.
Yeah, but if the stuff he's saying is true...
There's another killer who murdered the first 2 victims?
Why are there so many killers?
Indulge us in a few more questions.
What should you ask him? Who killed the first 2? Well, that seems very... Why the warning letters? That would be a good one, because if he doesn't know about them...
What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
What should you ask him? Why did you enter the TV?
I didn't know.
I just
never
touched
thought
it.
It would be that kind of place.
Should you ask him who killed the first 2? I mean, he wouldn't know.
I have no idea. I want to know that too.
But the fact that he doesn't know about the letters also
As I
cements...
thought.
You... believe me? Did they find him? Did they find the one who did such cruel things? Mayumi.
Sorta.
Please calm down. Our ability to find the culprit rests on you. We know about the other world. In fact, we're the only ones who can fully understand what you have to say.
Only... you?
We did blame you for everything at first, but now I think
We
we can accept
were
whatever
about to
you got
kill
to tell
you.
us as truth.
Please, tell us everything you can, calmly and slowly.
You're willing to listen? Do my story?
Why not? We got time. It all started when I was born. God, this guy just won't shut up. He just keeps talking.
Soon after my affair with Mayumi became common knowledge, I returned to my parents' home, as if to run away from the scandal, and I started drinking heavily to drown my anxieties. I hadn't been able to reach Mayumi at all, and that didn't help either. Mayumi, where are you? She'd been disgraced on all the afternoon shows, and forced to resign from the program she was on. I caused her so much trouble. I wanted to at least apologize to her, but I couldn't even do that. I lost the will and energy to do anything. Then, one day, the rumor I heard some time ago came back to me. Since I had nothing better to do, I sat down blankly in front of the TV and watched my own reflection.
The TV has to be on, though, you know, for the Midnight Channel, right?
And all of a sudden, there was Mayumi. Mayumi? Is that you? The Mayumi inside the TV looked as if she was calling to me for help. Mayumi? When I reached out unthinkingly to touch her, my arm disappeared into the TV, as if I had dipped it into a pool of water. I was so shocked that I lost my balance and nearly fell face first into the TV. I was so scared. I couldn't understand what just happened.
I thought maybe I was drunk.
Maybe I'd gone insane. In the end, I decided to think of it as just a dream, and I went back to the city the next day after finishing work. The next afternoon when I got to work, I was fired on the spot, as I expected. That wasn't what broke me, though. It was Mayumi being found dead. And not just that, but it had happened in my hometown.
Namatame is casting his eyes downward painfully.
I was dumbstruck. But later on, I remember the image of Mayumi I'd seen that night. Was it not a dream? Could it really have been an SOS from Mayumi? I hadn't touched another TV because the first time was so terrifying, but I decided to try it again, and I confirmed that none of it was a dream. So that image, was it something Mayumi showed me, calling for help? That's how I felt.
And eventually, you learned of the Midnight Channel.
I remember that when Mayumi was alive, she was chasing a rumor about some bizarre TV program. I heard about it before.
Everybody was...
I thought it was just an urban legend.
Everybody knew about it.
But then Mayumi appeared on it, and later turned up dead. The more I thought about it, the harder it became to believe that the two events were unrelated. Soon after that, I came back to Inaba to answer the police's questions. I'd lost my job, and I wanted to know the truth of Mayumi's death for myself. Then, on another rainy night, someone else appeared on the Midnight Channel. It was a girl. She looked like she was calling for help, just like Mayumi. The first thing that came into my mind was, maybe this girl will be the next to die.
And that was Saki-senpai.
I'd been following all the news about Mayumi, so I noticed right away that she was the girl who found Mayumi's body.
Yeah, ironically, this guy was just us, but, like, quicker.
And if my hunch was right, she'd be the next victim. I didn't want her to die the way Mayumi did, so I desperately kept watching. I was consumed with the idea of rescuing her. Then, little by little, her image on the screen came into sharper focus.
It became sharper?
How did you find out it was her?
After I came back, my father couldn't bear to see me in such low spirits, and gave me a job with the family business. I met that girl when I delivered a package to the liquor store.
But he didn't throw her into the TV.
After agonizing over it, I decided to meet her, and told her to be careful.
She was horrifically confused.
But that same night, on the TV, she looked as if she was being engulfed by some black shape. She was writhing in pain. That's why I warned her. Why won't she pick up the phone? Come on!
Because she's already
Please!
in there. How did you get her phone number?
The next day, they found her
How are you
dead.
able to call her?
I knew she was going to be murdered, but I couldn't save her. I blamed myself, thinking there must have been something I could have done. There was no one who depended on me. Nobody at work, not even my wife. Mayumi was the only one who accepted me for who I was. But she was murdered, and the same person killed another girl. I was beside myself. I couldn't forgive myself for doing nothing.
You really did love Miss Yamano.
Yes, from the bottom of my heart. Before I was married, my wife made it big in show business. I was happy for her, but it put a strain on our relationship.
She always thought she was better than me.
I think I can kind of relate.
It was around that time when I met Mayumi. She was interviewing our candidate for the next election. She was a big-name announcer, but she only worked with local stations, and her attitude towards work was similar to mine. We both came from Inaba, so she was easy to talk to. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't help getting intimate with her. She gave meaning to my life. Soon after Saki-san was found dead, yet another girl appeared on TV. That was you. She'll be kidnapped next. And murdered. I can't let her end up like Mayumi and that other girl. This time, I'm gonna do something. My opponent was a murderer who left no clues to his identity. I thought hard about what I could do to protect her from someone like that. I'll never convince her. If she gets suspicious and they arrest me, who'll save her then? The girl inside the TV looked as if she was smiling at me. And that's when it hit me. I apparently had the power to go through the TV screen to the other side. Then, what if I put her into the TV and give her shelter there before the killer gets her?
Which ironically would have still got her killed if it wasn't for us.
What are you trying to tell me? That it's safe over there? Is that it? The girl inside the TV seemed to smile at me again. And I thought, no matter what kind of place it might be, it's better than being slaughtered.
Which makes me wonder because, yeah, like, he had experiences where they were almost, like, talking to him. Either that or he could still be slightly deranged.
Once things calmed down, I could just let her out again. If she's inside the TV, there's no way they can find her. It felt as if everything was starting to come together in my mind. Could it be that Mayumi gave me that power to prevent any more victims from meeting her fate? Was it my mission to save people? But there was a big problem. If I explained the situation to the victim, they wouldn't understand. I had already tried that and failed miserably.
I had to kidnap.
It seemed the only thing I could do was to take them away. If that was my mission, I'd just have to do it. Or so I thought. Mayumi, please lend me your strength.
Then he gets a persona. What the heck?
Since you thought people who appeared on the Midnight Channel would be killed, you kidnapped us in order to save us.
Mission? Give me a break! You never stopped and wondered about any of this?
It still raises a big question, though. How did they kill the first two people? Because we were thinking that they got thrown in to be killed. But now it's... So the killer never threw anyone in. They just so happened to die?
I thought I was the only one who could help them. I did call the police, but they didn't believe me. I knew the area well, thanks to my job. I had a large truck, and I could move around without suspicion. I thought my job as a delivery man would be the perfect cover for my mission. I thought no one else could do it. But are you telling me that I wasn't saving them?
If a person is still within the TV world when the fog appears here, they will die. Beginning with Yukiko-san, the people you thought you had been saving were, in fact, in mortal peril.
I'm sure that'll do great on his psyche.
It was my friends here who really saved us all.
I had a feeling that was it. When I went after that little girl and entered the TV myself, for the first time, I had some
That
doubts
place
about myself.
sucked.
You refer to Nanako-chan, correct?
The police were after me, so I had to get away. But I still felt I needed to do everything I could to save that poor little girl. That's why I went in after her. But the TV world was completely different than I imagined. Such an abominable, grotesque place.
Ironically, her area was very, you know, her part of the shadow TV world was very, beautiful looking. It was like a depiction. But it does have a bunch of monsters in it.
I knew that the three of you who I saved went back to your normal lives, so I didn't realize how terrible that world was.
We gave... Yeah, so if Yukiko would have died, then he would have stopped.
I never knew. You couldn't even get out of that place on your own.
No. That's a cowardly way to put it. I'd probably already begun to realize that it was a dangerous place. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have gone to see you all.
See us? Wait,
Are you talking about the concert we did at Juness?
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
I wanted to know why the ones I saved were all hanging out with each other, and how much you remembered.
Is it just me, or did his voice actor change mid?
But in the end, I couldn't bring myself to say anything and ran home. I must have felt too guilty. But all the doubts and anxieties I'd been unconsciously suppressing exploded out when I entered the television myself. I thought I was going insane. I probably did. And you know the rest. When I came to, I was lying in a hospital bed.
You really were trying to save people.
But I ended up doing just the opposite. What a fool. I always wanted to enter the world of politics and become useful to society. But after losing my job and the woman I loved, all I had left was this power. I convinced myself that world was some sort of sanctuary, and I secretly believed myself to be a hero. I never doubted what I saw on TV, and believed everything was as I wanted it to be. I didn't think for myself at all. That's why I couldn't protect them. I'm to blame for all of this.
Tomato, tomato. What's done is done.
I suppose so. But the things I've done are too serious to be brushed aside like that. I have no intentions of running away from my crimes. I'm prepared to face the consequences. Kidnapping is already a serious crime. And on top of that, I put all those lives in danger.
I mean, yeah, I feel like he would at least get charged with kidnapping.
I'm sorry.
The Midnight
Of
Channel
Nanako,
and the
that
other
is.
world, you can hardly be blamed for failing to understand them properly. We must apologize to you as well. Had we let our emotions blind us to the truth, we would have piled all the responsibility on you.
I guess from your point of view, people did stop dying once you started saving people.
I mean, technically, yeah, he probably did help in a way, because he bought time, I'm assuming.
The more you did it, the more you really believed you were preventing their deaths.
I'm such a joke.
But the killer obviously probably was just like, that's funny. Like, you know, he's throwing them in to hopefully get saved. The killer, ironically, didn't do much of anything.
I'm sorry. I'm getting a little tired.
Which still raises the question of how does the killer choose, or why do they appear?
What are you all crammed in here for?
What the heck?
My apologies. We'll be leaving now.
Wait. I beg you, please, find whoever's behind this. You children are the only ones who know about that world.
Don't worry.
It's all clear now. He never committed any murders. It was another party who threw the first two victims into the TV.
As the cop stands there, what the heck are you all talking about? Taking another step forward towards the truth. Social link! Man, this one's gonna... I have a feeling it's gonna fly by. Seekers of Truth has raised
Now
up.
get out of here! I told you, he's almost ready to be transported. We can't have anything else happen. Sheesh. I better not see you rascals here again.
Nanako-chan looks like she's in pain. She's fighting for dear life.
This was the last place we saw Teddy, right? He was so worried about her.
How can he flake out like this when we have to find the real killer?
The police consider the matter closed. We'll have to do all the investigation from here on out. Let's revisit Saki-san and Miss Yamano's incidents and see if we can turn up fresh details.
But it's been over 6 months. Wouldn't the trail be cold by now?
I know, but we can't give up. We're the only ones who understand what's really going on, and you never know. People might remember some things now because they've had so much time to think about it. Let's split up and talk to
I
people
feel
all
like
over
they would
town
just
tomorrow.
talk about the
We'll
fog.
meet up in the evening to discuss our findings.
I hope we can find out something about Teddy, too.
Tomorrow, you'll all be going out to talk to people in town. Will this finally help uncover the information that will lead you to the true culprit? Decide to go home early today and get some rest. Well, the first person I would like to talk to is Adachi. Hang on. Make sure I'm saving in the right spot. You should rest early to get ready for the investigation tomorrow. Don't I have school? I guess not. Seems Monday I have a day off. Today is the day the school was founded, so you have the day off from school. You need to investigate the town. You wonder if you'll be able to gather the information you need to catch the killer. Guess let's talk. We should retrace our steps. That would be the simplest way. Saki, Konishi, Mayumi, Yamano. There should be a commonality between the two. Surely there were some witnesses. Any scrape of data would be useful, no matter how small. You're new. Can I help you? About those murders. Incident last spring? I don't remember anything from that long ago. I'm going to be studying for college entrance exams next year, so I've got no room for useless information like that. Makes sense? I doubt the floodplain would have anything. Can I talk to you about the fog is dangerous? When you think about the idea of a key, people usually guard them hot and humid. Blah, blah, blah. You don't need to put... Oh, yeah. They're just talking to me about the mission. What about you? Fog isn't clearing up, is it? It's a little strange. My wife is all business as usual, but I'm a little worried. By the way, do you need anything? About the murders. I'm sorry. All I remember is that something happened. It was pretty shocking, but what can I say? A lot of time passed. Yeah, I feel like the best person to talk to would be Adachi. Now that you mention it, the town was all abuzz last spring. You remember that, don't you? Yes, I was wondering if you remembered that. I mean, don't have a lot of places. The incident last spring. I still wonder what happened. It was a pretty big deal, wasn't it? I'd almost completely forgotten about that. Wow, I must be getting old, huh? Wow, nobody's useful. What is it? What are you talking about? You explained about the incident involving Saki and Yamano, the female announcer. Did all that happen just last spring? Wow, it seems so long ago. It's gonna remember something from that far back. We feel like we're still inside the TV. I wonder if we can really find any new clues about the killer. No use whining about it now. Let's step up the search and get that info. The fog has gotta be some kind of good biological weapon. It's a conspiracy. Who knows who? You know who I heard it was? Junez. Yeah, that's right. Junez, the country. Junez is staging an all-out attack on Inaba. That guy's crazy. Got any books? You guys know anything about the murder? Information of what happened before we entered the TV world, You know, about the first murder. I wonder why it happened. Let's ask around and gather as much information as we can. So far, no one. I tried talking to this old guy earlier and he didn't even see me. But with the fog and all, the guy just ignored me and walked off. I know it wasn't personal, but it kind of hurt. Damn fog, hurry up and go away. Hey, listen to this. Rosette came and spoke to me. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I asked her for an autograph and what type of guy she's into. Anyway, what do you want? Didn't they capture the suspect and put a lid on that case? Are you done asking questions? Good, now go away. I'm busy talking to Rosette. And asking around about Teddy too, but I'm surprised how many people actually remembered him. They're all like, oh yeah, that guy in the bear suit from Junez, but nobody's seen him yesterday or today. He's loved by so many different people. Why the heck would he have gone? Even if someone's been killed, everyone just forgets it so easily. But rumors they hear about friends and TV get remembered for a long time. Why is that? It's been a while since the first two incidents. Do you think they'll find anyone who still remembers them? So far, we're not doing so hot. It'll be so cold on New Year's. About the murders. Can't remember something from that long ago. Yeah, and then he just wants coal. A little while ago, they said that a suspect has been caught. It was in the newspaper. It was that Namatame-san, right? I remember seeing him around that time, too. How horrible. It really does frighten me. I don't recall seeing any other strange people, so I'm sure he's the culprit. Is it true that there were no other suspicious individuals? Perhaps you should ask someone else about this. I'm running out of people to ask. Since all I hear from everyone is poison, poison, I've got kind of freaked out too. I wonder where I can buy a gas mask. I need to get one. Everyone else has one already. She doesn't even want to talk. That guy's wearing a gas mask. It's me. Do you recognize me? Why am I outside? When I'm at home, I just see more news about the murders. I thought I'd stay out here and watch the sunset. Of course, I'm gonna watch TV when I go home anyway. Even then, can't see the sunset because of all the fog. I hate it. It's so depressing. You have a question? Recall anyone suspicious? It's a small town. If there was anyone suspicious, there would be rumors going around. But at least I haven't heard any news or rumors like that, so I'd say there's no such person. What about the murders? Oh, come on, don't make me even more depressed. They said on the news that the suspect had been caught. So that whole thing is over now, right? What else is there? Doesn't look like you'll find any more information on the incidents last spring. Not anymore. Be careful when taking out the fog. Honked at me and I slowed down. Yelled at me for going too slow. What's wrong with following the speed limit? Or was I at fault here? So there's no more information? Or maybe now we have to start asking people about suspicious people? Nope. I would like to think... Control anyone suspicious. There isn't anyone like that in this town. I even know you. You're that kid who's staying at Dojima-kun's. Get that coal yet? Control anyone suspicious? Have I seen any other weird people aside from Namatame-san? Nope, I don't think so. I'm under the impression... Maybe that's the thing. Because again, I am steadfast that it is Adachi, because he's still just a very weird individual. Everything about him just seems odd. No, I don't think I've seen anyone suspicious, except for you, who's interrupting my conversation with Rosette. But that wouldn't be suspicious if they saw him. Like, they wouldn't find him suspicious, because he's a detective here. Strange person? No, I don't think I've seen any. I mean, this is a pretty small town. When you say, if I had, I'm pretty sure I'd remember. Can I help you? Suspicious person? No, I don't think of anyone. Not from this town, anyway. But I wonder if this is, like, enough information to deduce that. Because I'm under the mindset... Suspicious person. Now that you mention it, my friend was saying she saw someone. I think she's just wandering around... I think she's just wandering around the shopping district, so why don't you ask her? I was just there! No! Are you? Someone told you that I saw a suspicious person? Oh, that! You remember Saki Konishi, don't you? You know, she passed away a while ago. She told me how that Namatame person came to her one day and started spouting all this craziness. Something about the TV? I wonder what that was all about. His relation to Saki? Hey, I don't know what you're implying, but you got it all wrong. Saki was a good girl. It's just that people misunderstood her. She must be referring to that time when Namatame tried to warn Saki. Seems the thing about Namatame making advances on Saki was a misunderstanding. That didn't get me anywhere. Doesn't doesn't Saki freaking work or used to work here? Why can't I just go to the building? Why is that not a thing? Why am I not allowed to enter a liquor store. Yeah, like, is that not the liquor store? And I can't... Nope. Huh. Well, we seem to be in a mighty fine pickle. Unless I gotta start talking. What if someone else has been killed? Everyone just forgets about it so easily. Blah, 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 blah. What about the shrine? Let's go to the shrine. You, children. This is really creepy that you're all hanging here. I lost my bug catching net. I was trying to see if I could catch them with my bare hands, but I can't. She's so weird. I know I lost it around the shrine. Maybe someone picked it up. Do you know anything about it? Kid, I got bigger fish to fry. My teacher said to go home quickly because of the fog. It's nice not to have the girls chasing me around, but it's boring because I can't play soccer now. You know, and also the fog is around, and it's making the town look all creepy. Well, nuts. Yeah, they're just gonna keep repeating stuff. Hey, you guys know about anything? Does make me wonder if I have to ask them, like, hey, you guys see anybody weird? Igor, my man. My guy. You? Nope. You didn't say anything either. What about you? We've had a lot of people come to our store, but I can't say anyone was particularly suspicious. Wow, you've all been 100% useless. What about you? Have I seen a strange person? I don't know. Out in the country, there was anybody strange walking around, everyone would know about it right quick. Doesn't look like you'll find any more information on a suspicious person. You've gathered as much information as you could. You should report back to the group. I think that in itself is a clue, because it's like there is nobody has seen anyone suspicious, so it's someone here, which, to be fair, I think we kind of already figured. You met up with your friends after you finished gathering information. Why are we here?
I'm seriously pooped.
Why are we not at our secret headquarters, quote unquote?
It's a lot harder when you don't have a badge to flash. I walked around all day and didn't hear anything good.
I didn't
the same
even
for
ask
me.
questions.
There was absolutely no talk about the case whatsoever, let alone the true culprit.
Ditto for me. Actually, in my case, I kept getting bombarded with questions and couldn't get them onto the main subject at all.
I mean, yeah, Rise would be the hardest.
The killer must be pretty good to have pulled this off without being seen by anyone in this small town.
What should we do?
Well,
One steak bowl, please.
might as well quit while we're ahead.
That's not what I meant. But then again, I guess we might as well take a break. I'll have a crab and egg fried rice.
I'll have roast pork ramen with extra noodles.
You all finished eating the dishes that you ordered.
Ugh, now that our tummies are full, let's share what we learned, even if it wasn't much.
You spoke with everyone about the information you gathered today.
So, to sum up,
Nothing.
there really was no new information.
Yeah.
The police had an unusually large number of officers in their initial investigation of the first two incidents. To find facts that even they overlooked would be difficult indeed, now that over half a year has passed. There wasn't a single report of suspicious persons being witnessed to begin with. Miss Yamano had ardent fans, whereas Saki-san didn't.
I think is
otherwise,
still,
the conditions are the same.
you know, very important.
You know, every time I tried to ask about the case, everyone ignored me and kept ranting about the damn fog.
Yeah, that or the Midnight Channel. I asked around about Teddy too, but no one's seen him. Gee, I wonder where he could have gone.
Do you have anything, Naoto? Any new, deductions?
Use your brain.
Without any new data to work with, there isn't much I can do. But there must be someone in town who meets all the criteria for this case. The killer must have a connection to both Saki-san and Miss Yamano, as well as be in a position to observe our actions periodically to some extent. Finally, it must be someone who could approach Senpai's house without arousing suspicion.
Which the only one that's ever done that is Adachi. Adachi is the only other human being, aside from the friends and the delivery driver who then kidnapped Nanako, to have entered Dojima's home.
I need some fresh air before I give it more thought. I'll be outside.
Just sitting here won't help you think any better. You decide to go outside and get some fresh air. Nothing about this air is fresh. It's foggy and
It's
poisonous.
snowing. No wonder it's chilly.
Ugh, it's freezing out here. Maybe this'll help clear my head and get my deductive muscles flexing.
Yeah. You can't go inside until you solve the case.
Hey, is it snowing? Too bad the fog's so thick. The snow just gets lost in it.
There must be something that's been overlooked. It's urgent that you get over the roadblock facing you. The clues you need must already be in your hands.
What's the matter?
You should go over everything you know one more time. The culprit had some sort of connection with both Mayumi Yamano and Saki Konishi. And judging by the warning letters, the culprit most likely knows about the other side and what you did there. That, to me, is a red herring. It does not, like, no matter who I go like, oh man, Adachi must know. The only reason he knows is because I kind of spilled the beans with Dojima and stuff like that. But even then, like, nobody has expressed, like, I don't know, like, I don't think I've ever heard Adachi go like, yeah, like, I know about that. Like, he, the closest I think I got to him was the fact that when I did tell the truth, he didn't seem as shocked as Dojima. He was just kind of like, like, nobody will believe that. It's highly likely that they already knew what Namatame was doing and stood back to watch. Who would know all these things? Another oddity about the case is that there were almost no witnesses. Both warning letters seem to have been delivered directly to your house, but no one saw anyone suspicious. No one unusual was seen around Mayumi Yamano and Saki Konishi either, despite the police dispatching an unusually high number of officers to perform a thorough investigation. There must be someone in this small town who fits all the facts. The person who seems to be the most likely culprit is Yukiko Amagi. Teddy. Yosuke Hanamura. That would be pretty funny. Kanji Tatsumi. Rise Kujikawa. Naoto Shirogane. Ritaro Dojima. Nanako Dojima. Taru Odachi. How would you pronounce that? That'd be Taro Namatame and Taru? I think it's Adachi. He's the only one that would make sense. Aside from literally, like, Dojima himself. Because, yeah, like, police were dispatched during the murders. He would have free reign to be investigating, to be on the prowl. We always bump into him at night a lot. Like, he just seems kind of the guy. We know it's male, quote unquote. Which, to be fair, I think gets a little thrown out the window due to the fact that they were assuming it's male because putting them in the TV. I think it's Adachi. Of course. If you look only at the circumstances, you can't completely rule out that possibility. Adachi may have been able to keep an eye on your actions. He would have been able to approach your house with ease, and he knows the area well. Thinking about it, you encountered him many times while investigating the case. I mean, okay. I'm gonna be devil's advocate for that. I bumped into him a lot for the case, but like, he wasn't like there, right? Like, he wasn't like, I mean, again, he was there because he was a police officer, but that's like saying Dojima was the killer. Thinking about it, you encountered him many times while investigating. I will say he spilled a lot of beans about it. There's my devil advocate. Poorly done. You learned much about the police movements from Adachi as well. That's the big one. Like, he was always telling us things. There's no exact reason to doubt him, but something is bothering you. You spoke Adachi's name.
Huh? What about him?
Detective Adachi. A member of the police force. That is an interesting approach. It would certainly explain the lack of witness reports. It's the same reason no one ever reported seeing Namatame's truck.
He would have the most reason to just be free reign and like be like a milkman or something. It's like, oh yeah, he's making the rounds. Like, that's his thing.
This is a small town, so everyone must have known who he is. And since he's a detective, people definitely wouldn't have thought of him as being suspicious.
In fact, he could use his position to his advantage and hide critical information.
Which, I mean, he technically did. Because, like, Namatame was on the suspects list as a delivery driver and such, and, like, they just didn't connect that. It's like... Then again, Dojima didn't either.
Well, if you think of it that way, I guess it's possible.
I think that's the funniest thing, is that you could honestly put a Dojima and Adachi in the same grouping. The only reason Dojima gets left out is because, you know, like, well, he's like his relationship with Nanako and stuff like, so it is very amusing that you can group them up, but also you're just like, well, it can't be Dojima.
But we're talking about Adachi here, right? I mean, really? Adachi? He's your textbook lousy detective.
Yeah, because he pretends.
Are we really on the right track here?
Actually, regarding Detective Adachi...
You gotta be kidding me. Is this gonna be the... Actually, he's a cutthroat.
I'm not sure how to put it, but there's something that's been bothering me about him for some time now.
Yeah?
Perhaps it's just my imagination, so I shouldn't speak...
Sometimes when I look at him, he has this demonic glint in his eyes, and he's holding a knife going, I'm gonna do it. I'm like,
it's cold.
Like, I really...
I think we've cooled down enough.
I just want it to be
back
something
in.
stupid like that. Like, wow, this could have been solved way quicker if, you know... He was always polishing his gun.
Adachi-san? That can't be. I mean, he said he came to escort Miss Yamano and...
So he was there.
What? Was he at your inn when the announcer was staying there?
Which, again, that was my reasoning the whole time. Like, the moment a murder would have happened, like, yeah, like, he would have just... Anything that happened around the inn would then become police business. And it's like, okay, well, then he'd be able to get Yukiko. But of course, he didn't do that. That's the only weird part. Namatame, like, he really throws a monkey wrench in the whole thing in terms of, like, everything kind of gets dissolved and, like, thrown out. Like, oh, like, Adachi could have kidnapped, and it's like, well, nobody did the kidnap. Like, Adachi, ironically, never did anything. He killed 2 people. He never did anything.
When Miss Yamano was staying at our inn, the media were swarming all over it.
Which, yeah, I mean, a police escort would make sense, but you never hear about that. So that's kind of dirty.
That's when Adachi-san arrived, saying he'd been assigned to guard her.
Devil's advocate.
He told our waitress that fame could be rough.
Guard her? He didn't spend the night there?
Huh. I wonder if he knew Ms. Yamano.
I don't know about that, but I heard he did call out to a girl in my class. I found out this afternoon, but I thought, you know, that's just how cops are. So I didn't think it had anything to do with the case.
Turns out it did.
Detective Adachi also questioned Saki-san, the one who found the announcer's body.
I mean,
on
yeah.
numerous occasions.
That would have been a big one. Because, yeah, the suspect, like, hey, we need to... Did you see anybody?
I heard it was because there was so little information about the case at the time, but it's certainly unusual to question someone with as strong an alibi as hers multiple times.
Then you think he had something else on his mind?
And that something is what connects those two victims to Adachi-san? Come to think of it, we've been running into that guy a lot, in all sorts of places. And every time he'd tell us what the police were doing before saying, oops, I said too much, and clamming up. Was that all to throw us off the trail?
It would be no problem for him to drop that warning letter into your mailbox either.
Again, another weird thing about that, again, playing devil's advocate, he never told us anything that threw us off the trail, ironically. He would always be the one that he would always kind of get us to go in a direction. The most that he threw us off, I suppose, was with, like, Mitsuo. And I guess, of course, Namatame.
Not to mention the fact that he can destroy any evidence that might point to him.
Various peculiarities have begun to cast a suspicious shadow on Adachi.
Then, is it really Adachi-san?
We need to confirm this. I would definitely think this. Like, even if it isn't, we need to confirm it.
This is still only a tentative theory. We should work to confirm it as soon as possible. This is Naoto Shirogane. Something has occurred to me about the case, and I'd like to get Detective Adachi's input on it. Huh? The transport? It's right now? Right, I see. Thank you.
What was that about a transport?
Detective Adachi is headed to the hospital to prepare for Namatame's relocation. We must head there at once.
Things are moving quickly now. You feel that you are getting closer to the truth. Social link! Is he gonna murder Namatame? Is he gonna throw him in the TV? Stop right there, criminal scum.
Huh? What are you guys doing here?
We're here to break your legs.
Hey, do you know where Dojima-san went? They told me he snuck out of his room again.
I assure you, we've made it clear to him several times that he needs to stay put, but he keeps going off on his own.
He threw Dojima in the TV.
Jeez, with Namatame finally relocated, I was looking forward to going home.
So, he's been relocated. I've been wondering. You seem to be in a terrible hurry to get him out of this hospital.
Huh? Oh, well, yeah. I mean, we can't leave him here with Dojima-san and Nanako-chan around. Didn't you guys think so too? Hey, what are you doing here anyway? Nanako-chan's room is in the other wing.
Yeah, but, like, he didn't care at first. Adachi was the one that was like, this is the only place we could have done it.
Don't you think you should leave before Dojima-san finds you? If he catches you, he'll start pestering you again.
Now he wants us to leave.
Adachi, where's Namatame? There's been a lot of noise today for some reason.
Dojima-san, what are you doing here?
I'm here to punch you.
Namatame's already been relocated. I was looking for you so I could tell you that.
You did what?
Who authorized that? There's still more I need to ask him about.
Give me a break, Dojima-san.
Those first two murders have been bothering me. His motives are shaky and his alibi is rock solid. We closed a lot of loopholes on the basis of his testimony.
That's the reason why I moved him.
That part's still nagging at me.
Is this more of your detective's intuition? He's already been relocated. It's no use hassling me about it. And you kids should really get home too. You're gonna get in the way of police business.
He's starting to crack.
What's gotten into you today? It's odd to see you taking work so seriously.
Come on! I'm always giving 110% when it comes to the job.
That's not true.
You should get back to work too, Dojima-san. Your current assignment? Get better as soon as possible.
What are you all doing here?
We came to confirm something with Adachi-san.
Now would be the perfect time to call him out. Because you have an actual detective with you. Ask about Yamano vanished.
The time the announcer went missing? I can't say for sure offhand. It's not like I saw her or anything. That was months and months ago, too. My memory's kinda hazy that far back.
Yeah, you should question Adachi about Saki's interrogation.
Why wouldn't I question her? She discovered the announcer's body. But she didn't know much about it, so I only talked with her once or twice. Was that all you wanted to ask? Well, I hope it helped.
There's still something you need to question Adachi about. About the warning letter.
Warning letter?
The one that was delivered to his house. It's in police custody now, correct?
I don't really remember.
Hey, what do you mean you don't remember? I gave it to you to take down to the crime lab for processing. You're telling me you forgot?
I'm sorry. Your accident was right after that, and what with one thing and another, it sort of slipped my mind. Besides, that thing was just a prank, wasn't it? Jeez, what are you asking me all this for?
He's starting to slip.
What's this all supposed to be about? Dojima-san, you really need to get back to your bed. That's why your wounds aren't healing. And you all need to go home right now. Do you have any idea what time it is? I'm going back. I need to get to the station and report in.
Just one more thing. We know for certain now that the first two murders weren't Namatame's doing. Someone else killed them. Adachi-san, do you have any idea who that might be?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Which is a very weird response to give.
'Cause we think it might have been you.
What? That's ridiculous. We already know Namatame's the one who put them all in.
What did you just say?
Put them all in. He's cracking.
Put them all in. What's this putting them in business? Do you know something about the method behind their murders? Don't tell me that all that talk about TVs and whatnot from before was
true.
I see. Now I finally understand. To tell the truth, Adachi-san, I've been fixated on something you once said. Before I didn't know why, only that it sounded a wrong note to me. Do you recall when I read Namatame's diary? At the scene of Dojima-san's accident.
I don't recall.
At the time, I said, even the victims who survived and were never released to the public are written here.
Even the victims who survived and were never released to the public are written here. So yeah. It would be like Yukiko, I assume? It'd be like Yukiko, Rise.
And in response, your words were, wow. Then that settles it. How, I wonder, would that settle anything? At the time, the police had no idea that there had been other attempted murders related to the case.
That is such a small detail, but I do remember him saying that, but that is like a hair of a detail. I was going off of like all the other things, but...
You had no reason to say such a thing. After all, there are countless examples of people disappearing for a few days.
I mean, yeah, well, like Kanji, like he was a prime... Like, he disappears on occasion. I think even Rise, like her mom said, like, oh, sometimes she'll leave for a while.
Yet when I read the list of names, you raised no objection. Odd that.
But he did the same thing with the photographer.
What do you say to that, Detective Adachi?
He just kind of accepts it.
I don't know. I said I'm busy.
Leave me alone.
Wait, you son of a bitch!
Like, shouldn't you, like, call the police?
Adachi! Ah! Damn it! Adachi!
I'm gonna kill you. That would be like the prime time for Dojima to be like, I'm gonna call the police. Namatame's hospital room. Adachi isn't here either.
What the? I swear he ran this way!
Damn it! Where the hell did he go?
Are we stupid?
Did you find him?
I hurt myself.
I contacted security. Nobody's seen Adachi, and there's no record of anyone leaving this area. So he must be still in this ward somewhere.
That's so funny that Adachi just runs off like, stop talking to me! He just flees.
He's still here? But we looked! We didn't find him anywhere!
That bastard.
Yeah, what are we, stupid?
Dojima-san? For heaven's sake, what are we going to do with you?
Sorry. I got carried away.
Do you even want to get better? If you keep this up, there could be lasting damages. Have you forgotten how much trouble it caused you last time?
You're right. Sorry.
They're gonna have to handcuff him to the bed.
I need to square this away with him. Please.
Yeah, we'll beat him up.
He hasn't left this ward yet? I don't think he would, but could he have...
Yeah, I think so.
Why else? Like, why not?
If he's the killer, he can go through, right?
You mean he went in through here?
We searched every inch in the direction he ran off. There's nowhere to hide. I don't think we could have missed him.
He was cornered. It's highly probable that he escaped there. If he does indeed turn up on the other side, that should prove beyond a doubt that he is the true culprit.
Would we know?
So I guess we were right.
I guess we could
What do we do
radar
now?
him. Let's go in. Or are they gonna tell us
I
to?
think it's too dangerous to go in from here. We're not 100% positive he used this TV, and on top of that, we don't know where it might lead.
Well, I mean, when I said let's go in, I figured like we would go to our TV.
Let's go in from Jeunesse like always.
Jeez.
It'll be fine. So long as we're ready for him, we'll crush that jerk in one strike.
The extremely suspicious detective Adachi. You've taken another step closer to the truth. Social link! Man, 5 ranks in one go. You split up for today and you all went back home. And now we're ready to face Adachi. I was right. You all doubted me. That's probably not true. Whoa. Oh, it's the lamp. I was like, why is there a line? Yeah, that's probably not true. The moment I mentioned Adachi, and everybody that played this game probably had like a huge grin on their face or whatever. Because, I mean, again, like, it's such a weird thought that I suspected him, but it was really the only one that kind of made any sense when you kind of analyze it from, like, a video game perspective, because it's like... to my knowledge, you can pick a lot of people from social links, which a lot of them, you know, if we're going off of every social link, like, you're telling me that Yukiko, I mean, yeah, like, you can start to kind of just narrow down, like, the fox did it. You know, there's very few people that you could be like, man, yeah, like, they totally did it. Adachi's really the only one that kind of stands out. I'm still curious about other weird things like the Jester, because that to me stands out the other. I have done no research on like tarot card stuff, or if the Jester is even an arcana or whatever you want to call the tarot cards. But like, I've never heard of the Jester. I've heard of the Fool, but I've never heard of the Jester. And I think that was the other thing, is just like, he stood out to me the most from the start. I mean, from a lot of different perspectives. I kind of want to get into the TV, but much like before, I don't know. I don't think I want to do the dungeon, but I'm curious. Like, I don't want to show the dungeon just because 9 times out of 10 the dungeon's usually fairly boring. This is just fighting to get to the boss. But who knows? I might record segments of it. Who knows? This. Oh, that wasn't that. That was my brain, not Teddy's. It seems that you've come to the Velvet Room in your dreams again, but something is different this time. You don't see Igor, Margaret, or Marie. Teddy is sitting here, not noticing your presence.
Where am I?
Is this hell?
Sensei? Why are you here?
I don't know. I think it's a dream. I could ask you the same.
I see. How mysterious. There are so many things I don't know about. But I did realize something.
I am
I've been thinking all
God.
this time about who I really am, but I couldn't find the answer. I was no one from the start. Humans live in the other world, and shadows live in this world.
That is normal. Sort of.
From the beginning, that's all there was to it. I was just a shadow in that world.
How'd you get here?
I figured something out. That day at the hospital, I realized that I really can't do anything.
Is Marie a Teddy? Is Teddy not a child of man? And, like, is that the whole spiel?
As soon as I thought that, I lost consciousness. Then when I woke up, I was inside the fog.
Because Teddy doesn't remember anything either. Like, Marie doesn't remember.
Shadows can't stay in the human world. They aren't allowed. I walked and walked, but there was nothing all around me. Just when I started thinking that I couldn't go anywhere, I heard the noise of a car.
And then I was hit by one.
And then I was here. I remember lots of things now. My world is a place shaped by human thoughts. One day, a shadow living in that world awakened to human emotions.
One day, a shadow living in that world awakened.
But humans and shadows are completely different entities. So he made himself forget that he was a shadow. He wanted to forget. He wanted people to like him. And that's how he came to look like this. I really am stupid. What the other Teddy said before, in the end, it was all true. No matter how much I search for myself, I have no self. There was no me to begin with. I'm just a shadow that took a different form so humans would like me. It would have been better if I had never remembered. But I did. I'll probably turn back to a regular shadow soon.
Which is odd.
Oh yeah. Sensei, one day, when you meet Nana-chan in heaven, apologize for me. Tell her, I'm sorry I couldn't do anything. Tell her, I'm really sorry.
Did he save her? I'll say that.
Huh?
Surely that
Really?
won't confuse him further. You told Teddy about how Nanako came through.
Nana-chan's. Wow. That's wonderful. I'm so glad. Glad that I could at least hear that.
Then he just fades out.
My heart feels so much lighter now. I'm starting to feel sleepy.
Teddy's dying.
What a strange place.
This is very confusing.
It feels so soothing. It's not like my world. Something just feels so nostalgic about this place. Could this be your dream world, Sensei?
I could ask you the same.
Uh-huh. But I wonder why I met you here. What am I supposed to do now?
You can stay here?
Yeah, thanks. No matter how hard I think, there's too many things my little brain
I wonder if I
can't
should
understand.
I feel like if I said, let's move on together, maybe that's how I could have brought him back. Yeah, but I feel like that's the point. Like, there's that acceptance of, like, he can't move on, you know.
But I do understand one thing now. I'm glad that I met you, Sensei.
You can sense Teddy's pure and deep gratitude. Social link! Maxed out. Thou art I, and I am thou. Thou hast established a genuine bond. These genuine bonds shall be your eyes to see the truth. We bestow upon thee the ability to create Hillel, the ultimate form of the Star Arcana. Can Teddy still be used in combat? I guess so. You know, I don't think I'm gonna use you at all ever. So, no offense,
but
Teddy.
I have to get going. This is your place. It doesn't seem like somewhere that I'd be allowed to stay. Goodbye, Sensei.
What the heck was that? Igor's just super confused. Before you know it, Teddy is gone, and Igor, Margaret, and Marie are sitting there once again.
It seems the words in your memory weren't the only things you summoned here. This is a room for guests who have an ego that can be nurtured. Shadows, mere fragments broken off from the ego, have no place here. The water's strength has moved a single stone that had stopped, returning it once again into the flow. Very interesting.
He's speaking in riddles again. Igor has a meaningful smile on his face.
Well now, it's about time we departed once again. This vehicle is still on its journey. There is no reason to tarry here for long. Margaret?
I still haven't filled
We're
up the
ready
tank.
to go. Let us depart.
You are every inch the guest I had anticipated. Now it's time for you to return. I am even more intrigued now as to where this is all headed.
I mean,
We'll be waiting for
I
your
assume
next
with a
visit.
boss fight. Though I am curious. Because, like, do I just have, like, an infinite amount of time to deal with him?
How did it go?
Because there's no fog.
Did you find
well,
Teddy?
there is fog, but, like,
No, and no one's seen him either.
Oh, that annoying little furball. Just when we're at a turning point in the case, too.
We have no choice. Let's pursue Adachi for now.
Did I just, like, not talk to them about that at all? Yeah, I had a dream about Teddy. Oh well. Yeah, his persona didn't evolve either.
Whoa. Look how dense this fog is. It's gotten even worse
So
than
yeah,
before.
like Teddy's just gone.
What the? There's this malicious aura everywhere. It feels completely different from the last time I was here. I think we'd better hurry. Give me a sec to try finding Adachi.
Just like the radar is like...
Does this mean both this world and ours are getting messed up?
Our glasses work on the fog on the other side. It can't be normal. And I heard more people are falling ill because of the fog. I wonder what's going to happen.
I sense him. Adachi's definitely in here.
Are you serious?
We gotta
Which
beat up
way?
that nerd.
Hold on.
So he did come to this side. Well,
It
that
was
settles
pretty
it.
obvious.
There's virtually no doubt remaining that he's the true culprit. Once we capture him, solving the mystery of this world and the rest of the case can't be far behind.
Then maybe we'll find out where Teddy came from too. Man, where is that bear anyway?
Well, I can say for sure he's not here. And I know Adachi is here, but I can't track him down myself.
Is it gonna be like, we need more evidence?
Ted, why aren't you here when we need you most?
Is that when he summons down from the heavens?
This place.
What the heck?
I see. I came back, but it really doesn't matter. I'm completely useless. Nana-chan, I'm so sorry.
Teddy?
You big idiot.
It is you, Teddy. I heard your voice. You said, hang in there.
Man, Teddy has the power to keep people alive, but not me.
I heard my big bro.
What the heck?
And everyone else, too.
Nana-chan! Oh, hold on! I'll get the doctor!
It seems she's asleep again.
Nana-chan told me that she heard my voice. She heard me say, hang in there.
It could be that her frankly miraculous recovery was because everyone's voices reached her. Even unconscious, people are capable of hearing others' voices.
My voice. And theirs too. Everyone.
In any case, there are too many things we don't understand about her condition and what caused it. We're doing our best, but it's difficult when everything about her illness is a total unknown.
Unknown?
Well, if anything happens, please send for me.
Also, where the heck did you come from?
If I'm an unknown being, then the way I can change is unknown too. So all I have to do is make them not unknown. Nana-chan's doing her best. Sensei and the others are probably fighting now too. I'm just a shadow. But Nana-chan cheered up when she heard my voice. So what if I'm just a shadow? There must be something I can do. I can't just give up thinking about things.
He does have a good nose.
That's why I came back here. Right, Nana-chan?
There we go. Teddy's strong will that allowed him to accept and overcome his weakness has awakened his heart's true power. That is a terrible looking persona. Teddy's persona has been reborn. Kintoki Doji has transfigured into Kamui. That's an interesting Kamui you got there.
I need to get back to the others. Hang in there, Nana-chan. I'll be back soon.
He just falls from the sky.
It's no use. I can only tell that Adachi is here, not his exact location.
Rise-chan!
Your gigantic radar brain doesn't
Didn't he say
do
his
it?
nose is practically useless now? And could he even help us find that bastard?
Nope. He'd be no help at all, but he was always there to support me whenever.
That bear's a loudmouth, but he's nice to have around. He's always so full of energy.
He's lighthearted and always optimistic.
Yosuke, it's your turn.
I'm alright. I just got a little dizzy. The fog's so dense. It's hard to see through it.
Why don't we call it a day? It won't do us any good if you collapse.
I agree. If Rise-san became fatigued, even if we found Adachi, our capacity in battle would be reduced. Moreover, it's almost nighttime. We should return to our world for the present.
Man, I was expecting, like, the final bit. The actual chance to face him.
Damn it! We came so far to run smack into a dead end!
Or at least the dungeon.
I know he's in there too. What's wrong with me? My powers are completely useless.
It's literally the only thing I'm good at.
Teddy?
You little... Where the hell were you?
I'm sorry.
You idiot! Bad bear! Bad! You're so late! Who do you think you are?
Rise-chan?
You're making the fur wet.
Are you faking?
No, stupid!
Sorry. I want to help you all again.
You know how much trouble you caused, you dumb bear? Where the hell were you?
I'm sorry. I figured out a lot of things. Stuff about me and that world.
Well, we solved a crime while you were away.
I wanted to tell you all.
You listened to Teddy's confession since he finally understands who he really is. That he is only a shadow. That though he was at his wit's end, he was able to come back to your world.
Shadow? You mean you're one of those things we've been fighting?
Yup. Just like the ones you all know about. Shadows are suppressed human thoughts given form. Everyone has them inside.
Wait, you say you're a shadow, but you didn't attack us. And you kept telling us from the start that you wanted to bring peace and quiet back to that world, right?
But in the end, I was just an ordinary shadow. Nothing special about me at all. I did everything I could until now to try and make my world peaceful.
I mean, technically that would make you special.
But instead, the weird fog started seeping out into this world too. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. If I really was special, then maybe...
It's no big deal. I mean, we weren't expecting much from you in the first place. And about you being a shadow, we pretty much figured you were something like that anyway.
Huh?
I mean, yeah, you had to be something from there.
What are you saying?
It can't exactly be.
Here I am pouring my heart out to you, and you say you thought I was something like that anyways? No normal person would think such a pretty bear could really be a shadow!
So what's the problem with being a shadow?
It's true that you may have been born that way, but you now possess the power of persona. A shadow is suppressed power. Once controlled by the ego, it becomes a persona. Doesn't it follow, then, that you must have developed an ego? Whether the ego masters its shadow,
you're full of yourself.
or the shadow awakens to its ego. The only difference I see is the order in which the process occurred.
Oh, Teddy's practically human then.
I'm the same as humans?
You keep trying to figure out who you are, just like all of us here. You can't do much on your own. You really aren't that special. See? What's so different between you and us?
Thank you! I'm so glad I met you guys!
The rest of us were pretty much a group of misfits to begin with, too, right? You
Not
fit
me.
right in, man.
I'm perfect.
I beg your pardon? Who are you calling a misfit?
Isn't that just you, Senpai?
Hey, that's not something a detective would say. Or an idol, either. Gee, stop crying, will ya? Now's not the time for that. While you were gone, we figured out who murdered the announcer and Senpai. It was Adachi.
Huh? Adachi? That total goofball? Whoa! I didn't notice at all. Looks like I'm pretty blind to that sort of thing. But you all know him. If you can't find someone like that, I don't think I can help you.
I mean, he was the first one to sense that
Like
there
I
was
said,
someone
we're not
around.
expecting much from you.
Well, the main thing is, it's hard to get pumped about this without someone nice and fuzzy around.
Yeah, what Kanji said.
We need a mascot.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
All right, now that the band's back together, let's take it from the top. Starting tomorrow.
It's been a while, but I'll do my best to look for him too. Leave it to Fuzzy.
You've taken another step toward the truth. Social link! Yeah, they're really blasting through this one, which is really funny. Like, you would think that it's a little unnecessary. But hey, who am I to judge? Since you'll start fresh again tomorrow, each of you decided to go home for today. And we have to save and get ready for the next morning. I wanted to stop right before the dungeon, which I'm hoping is today. You fully recovered from yesterday's events. You should go over to the TV world with everyone after school. That's right, we still have school. Surprise everyone, there's a quiz. Dachi's over here causing mayhem.
I'll give it a try, but...
We gotta go to class.
If Risei-chan couldn't find him, I really doubt someone with a dried-up nose like me will be much help.
Sniff, sniff,
I do
sniff.
smell a Dachi baby in here, but the fog is completely covering up his scent.
Teddy, you can't do it either?
When you look at me with those eyes, I get this feeling I've got to sniff him out no matter what!
I mean, you've been around him.
This is my time to shine! Ooh, I'm getting something!
I didn't know there would be this much aggression for sniffing.
Teddy? Hey, quit wandering around. You better not flake out on us again.
No, he's following the scent.
Huh? I sense it from this away.
Is it Itachi?
How do I put it? It's kinda hazy, but at the same time, it feels like I've got a whopper on the line.
I don't get it.
Very suspicious. This definitely smells.
Adachi is the fog.
But that's weird. If I remember right, that's where Sensei, Yosuke, and Chie-chan came from when I met them for the first time.
Where was that? Oh, you mean that creepy-ass room where all the faces on the posters were cut out?
It would make sense. That could have been Adachi's, like, safe space.
Yep, there's someone there.
Teddy, you really are amazing.
It was just dumb luck. It's because that's where I first sensed Sensei and the others. That's why it kinda smelled over there.
Oh, I see. Wait, did you say it smelled? Wasn't that the room where Yosuke had to go to the bathroom?
Huh? You're saying he peed his pants there?
Ew, I don't want to hear it.
I didn't think he did.
Oh, you lie so bad! Dude, I did not piss my pants!
He was gonna pee in there.
Quit spreading random rumors about stuff like that.
Well, it happened so long ago, my memory's kind of fuzzy, you know?
It can be confused.
Okay, guys, enough fuzziness. Follow me, the master of fuzzy logic.
I haven't heard you crack up in a while, Yukiko. Though I really wonder sometimes about your sense of humor.
A cheerful mood has returned to the group thanks to Teddy. You've taken another step towards the truth. Social link! It's almost maxed out. We're almost there.
Damn bitch.
Was there this much paint?
I noticed her first, and she just had to run off and have an affair. Who's there? Oh, it's you guys. You're very persistent.
Did you kill Miss Yamano? Give it up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're not lying your way out of this one, damn it! Just being here proves it! Answer us! You're the one who threw Ms. Yamano into the TV, aren't you?
It was an accident. She started struggling. What else was I supposed to do? I called her out to the lobby because I wanted to ask her something, and then she started getting hysterical on me.
So you threw her into a TV?
Who are you? And what's this something important you called me out here for?
What they say on the news isn't true, is it? All that talk about you having an affair and whatnot? It's all a lie, right?
Why do I have to explain myself to you?
Yeah.
I see. So you don't deny it. You caught my eye. But it turns out you're another worthless bitch.
What's wrong with you?
Don't make me call for help.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I think you need to see what it's like to fear for your life. It'll get your head straight.
What are you going to do?
She fell in.
So it was a complete accident on his part. It just happened.
Wow! So people can go completely inside!
But he kinda knew?
Good thing for me, no one else was around there in the middle of the night.
That happened in our lobby?
I learned about the Midnight Channel through some rumor. You hear a lot of fishy stories like that on the force. But it was pure coincidence that I touched the screen and discovered my power.
Which
I
is
burst
weird.
out laughing when I found out. I knew right away that this was going to be interesting.
You figured you'd want to test that before committing murder.
So you tested it out on Mayumi Yamano?
Nah, it was nothing like that. I'm a very sincere fellow. I was just trying to punish the stupid bitch a little for betraying me. Yeah, putting them inside the TV was never the plan.
Betraying somebody that she
But
didn't
you know,
even know.
Both Mayumi and that dippy high school girl struggled for no reason.
Then you were responsible for Saki-senpai's death!
I think it's pretty obvious now.
Saki? Oh yeah, her name was Saki Konishi, or something like that. At first I just called her in because of work-related stuff, her being the one who found Mayumi's body and all. And naturally, if there was any chance she'd seen something, I'd need to know, right? So I was all set to be a nice guy to her, and then that bitch.
Well, he definitely hates women.
Anyways, didn't you call me in for more questions?
Well, we'll get to that. But you know, I saw you this afternoon.
Yes, because you're a police officer.
You were getting pretty cozy with that Namatame. Huh. So I'm not good enough for you. Well, I know how to deal with girls like you.
No!
God, these high school girls today. This world's gone straight to shit.
Yeah, not like me, the psychopathic
When I
killer.
was in school, I wasn't allowed to do anything but study my ass off. I was supposed to be the best of the best, and instead they stick me in the boonies. But I guess I got this sweet power to make up for it. Life's not so bad after all. Get on your knees and beg, and maybe I'll let you out.
How would that sound if you stuck your face in the TV?
Yeah, like that'll happen. As if I'd walk into a death trap like that.
Except for now. Now he'll walk into a death trap like
It was
that.
a lot easier the second time. High school girls are thinner, you know? Lighter.
You son of a bitch!
Come on, give me a break. I didn't know it was dangerous inside the TV. It's not like I was trying to kill them. I mean, I'm sure they hit on Namatame, not the other way around. A council secretary will one day rise to public office himself. Mayumi and that high schooler were just gold digging. They got exactly what they deserved. I didn't do anything wrong at all.
Which now raises the even weirder part, because the only reason Saki was killed was because Namatame talked to her. But the only reason he talked to her was because she was on the Midnight Channel.
Shut the hell up!
So he didn't target her beforehand.
You knew from what happened to Mayumi Yamano that people die in here!
So what if I knew?
Who else did you kill? Did you trick Namatame? You trick Namatame.
Nah, he called the police in the middle of the night, just after they found that Saki girl's body. The rest of the force had their hands full with the double homicide, and it happened that I was the one who took the call.
Namatame said the police refused to take him seriously. You were responsible for that then.
Oh, quite the contrary.
I mean, to be fair, nobody probably would have taken him seriously.
If anyone else had taken the call, sure, but I actually did believe him, you know?
That's the pattern to the 2 deaths so far, and now you're seeing a girl in a kimono on that weird program, and you think she'll die too. Is that right? Namatame-san, do you seriously expect us to believe something like that?
But it's true! If there's any way the police can protect her...
Listen, there's no way the police are going to make a move based on a fantasy story like that. It does sound interesting, though.
But...
Oh, I have an idea. If you really want to save her that much, why not do it yourself? Like, you could shelter her somewhere. Someplace where no one could find her.
Where no one could find her?
Save her yourself. You can do it. I'm busy, so I'm hanging up now. Bye.
So there he just manipulated him. So technically he did trick him.
Isn't that amazing? Of all the people who could have received Namatomi's call, it ended up being me. Talk about luck! All I did was give him a little push, and he completely bought into his vision of this world. The more people you guys saved, the more he'd kidnap. Both sides had the best of intentions, so the game of cat and mouse would never end. It was awesome.
You gotta be shitting me!
Why? What reasons could you have for doing that?
I think it's because he's psychotic.
Reasons? None, really. I could do it, that's all. And it was fun. I guess that's my reason?
You murdered people just for the fun of it?
Come on, all I did was put people in here. I didn't murder them. And Namatame did most of it. I had nothing to do with any of you.
You're just dodging the blame!
Yeah? Then how would you prove it? He put people inside TVs? You think the police are that stupid?
What a jerkwad!
I do admit, though, I never thought you guys would manage to track me down. I like that. Games like this gotta have surprises or they get boring fast. It's like when I dealt with that Kubo kid. That was fun, too.
Then, you mean to say that Mitsuo Kubo's disappearance was your doing as well? I did sense something odd in his course of action. If he had special powers and wanted attention, why resort to a regular copycat crime? But that wasn't the case. Kubo had no such powers. In fact, he was thrown in by you. Am I correct?
It had been a while since I last put someone inside the TV, so I really got a kick out of that one.
Why did you do that?
Because he's crazy.
Mitsuo didn't say anything about you.
You think that didn't occur to me before I did it? Come on, I'm a detective. I led him through to a room at the station with a TV, switched off the lights, and did it quick while he was still startled. As long as he didn't see me push him in and no one else did either, no one would believe him, even if he survived. Of course, I don't think the Kubo kid ever figured out what happened.
Wait, the police station?
Yeah, he turned himself in pretty quick, actually. This was back when we didn't even know enough to issue a search warrant. But the other officers decided it was just a prank, so they pawned him off on me. I didn't blame them. I mean, a kid coming and saying, "I did it all, it was me." Who'd believe him? But it looked bad. I didn't think anyone would come forward and take the blame for all the incidents. The police were desperate to pin it on anyone. If this kid really did it, they might have announced the case was closed. And if
Which
that
is very
happened,
convenient.
Namatame would stop saving people. I couldn't let that happen, or the game would be over. That's why I told the others I sent him home. I came up with the idea to put him inside the TV on the spot.
The game would be over? You threw him in just so your fun wouldn't end?
You gotta have some excitement in life, don't you agree? But then you guys put your foot in it yet again and ruined my fun. Thanks to you, Kubo was arrested again, and everyone acted like he was the true culprit behind it all. Couldn't they see how badly he copied the crime scene? It worked out in the end, though, because good old Namatame kept saving people. I guess the guy started to develop some kind of messiah complex, huh? What an idiot.
This is all a game to you.
Yeah, he's been saying that.
How dare you murder people? Murder Saki-senpai for such a stupid reason!
You can keep your forgiveness. Our world will probably become just like this place soon enough anyways. Didn't you notice? The fog's leaking out. Everything on that side's pretty much screwed. The two worlds will merge soon, and then there'll be no difference, no sides anymore.
What the hell's he talking about?
This isn't his real body. The real Adachi is somewhere else.
But this guy feels different from an ordinary shadow. It doesn't seem like he's going berserk.
He's methodical.
Wow, you can tell that much? This me is just around to greet you guys, and thank you for wasting your time by chasing me in here. I'd say this world has taken a real shine to me. I feel like it's giving me everything I've ever wanted. And the monsters don't attack me at all. Maybe they can tell we have the same goal.
The Shadow's goal?
By the end of the year, Inaba will disappear completely into the fog. Soon, this place will be reality. I'll be in this world, so if you want me, come and get me. This world has a mind of its own. We'll see which of us it favors.
Keep your bullshit to yourself. It's about time you shut the hell up. We'll finish this right now!
I mean, yeah, if he's just like a ghost.
What a chump. Didn't I just tell you the real me is somewhere else? I'll be expecting you all. We'll put an end to this.
Get back here, you!
You nerd.
That stuff about the world's mind and how this place will become our reality. Was he serious?
The rest of his confessions were consistent. We'd best proceed under the assumption that it's no lie.
It felt like he's gained some strong power after coming here.
Not only that, maybe he got taken over by that power.
So what he said
I
about
think
the
he's
two
just
worlds
psychotic.
becoming one, that's really gonna happen?
Didn't he say that it would happen
Also, what's
by
with
the
the
end of this
music?
year?
It got like really chipper. Yeah, like this does not fit the scenario.
What happens then?
I think he means this world will engulf the human world. The people in town are acting weird. It's like when the shadows that emerged from people went berserk. If the fog gets even thicker, and this town is completely shut off from the outside world, then the other side might become full of shadows, like over here.
You mean everyone's gonna turn into shadows?
Whoa. It's like we're a bunch of detectives.
Why? We went through so much to get here, and now it turns out he was pulling our strings this whole time?
Let's end this.
Yeah. It's about time we finished this. I don't want to feel this
Mostly
way ever
because,
again.
Jesus Christ, they've been talking a lot.
There's a path we can take now. I sense Adachi's presence from that direction.
You don't say.
Bring it on! Let's go kick his ass right now!
Wait, I suggest we prepare ourselves first. We can't let him stab us in the back ever again. We must face him with all the power at our disposal and defeat him without fail.
I'm a little worried what he means by the end of the year, but now's not the time to freak out.
So yeah, we have a ton of time if it's by the end of December.
Let's get prepared. Let's get over-prepared and leave footprints all over his stupid
It
smug
could be a
face.
dungeon that potentially I fail. By pulling all your strength and the path of the truth has been opened. Social link! And then yeah, the last two will probably be when we actually defeat him. The unexpected true culprit has finally been confirmed. Before the end of the year, this town will be swallowed by the fog. You must finish things before then. You resolve to be fully prepared before facing Adachi. So it sounds like, yeah, now is basically the dungeon. We have time before the dungeon, which to me feels like the perfect time to wrap up. Mostly because, yeah, like that was a very lengthy amount of just disposition and talking and planning, and it's insane on how, because of a few dialogue options, I got the one ending and then a few other dialogue options, and it just goes on for another, I'm assuming probably like 10 hours or so, 10 to 15 hours. But I hope you're ready to see the daring conclusion, because I will probably skip the actual dungeon as before, and basically do the boss fight, and hopefully that hits kind of like the epilogue, which I'm assuming is when we do like the Marie stuff, which, yeah, it sounds like we're nearing the end. So yeah, it'll be interesting to find out. Hopefully, I do all the right decisions and such, but by the time this episode comes up, there's a very good chance that I have already recorded the end, perhaps. So if you've enjoyed the series, if you enjoy the series and want to see more of another big series, feel free to comment down below. You know, because we're nearing the end. And of course, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, if you want to see some potential live streams that we do on occasion, I usually try to do them way more, but because of the longer series of Persona, I've shifted focus. But I usually do those Monday through Friday. So feel free to subscribe or just follow to the Twitch channel if you so desire. And yeah, I will see you all in the next one. Hopefully see you then.